Welcome to the Liberating Beauty Podcast. I'm Rebecca, your host, and together we'll explore the spirit of beauty, how beauty invites new possibilities, enlivens us to inhabit our innate creativity, and connects us more deeply with ourselves and with each other. We'll have conversations and share reflections that invite you into a frequency of gentleness, truth, and mystery. I'm so glad you're here. If you find the Liberating Beauty Podcast meaningful, please consider supporting our work. To donate, follow the link in the show notes to the Together in Beauty website, home to this podcast, along with other offerings to accompany you on your journey of spiritual becoming. Please subscribe, rate, and share this podcast wherever you listen. And as always, thank you for your support and for being here with us. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Liberating Beauty Podcast. I hope you're well wherever you are. Looking out my window as I'm recording here, and it's a bit of a gloomy day on the outside, but I am feeling the warmth of creativity and aliveness as I sit down to be here with you. So sometimes I wonder, as you listen, where you are and what you're taking in, and just noticing it as part of our experience of being here. So as I was walking earlier, I was, as I often do, kind of swirling around the topic for today, and there was one word in particular that I think I hadn't kind of landed on. What's the thing that brings a certain coherence to this session and this conversation, this episode? And it is encourage. And as I've heard myself say on other episodes just in life, that I have this feeling of being encouraged to be all that we are. We're encouraged to lean more fully and more deeply into the essence of who we are and why we are here. And sometimes when I kind of get obsessed with a word, I start saying it again and again, and I'm breaking it down. And it occurred to me, maybe for the first time, I don't know, that encouraged and courage have the same root, that we are being supported to step into our courage when we are being encouraged. And that thrilled me, because it does take courage to step into truth about who you are. There's so many reasons why we don't. There's so many reasons why at times we offer a distilled or a partial or a muted version of ourselves, even back to ourselves and with other people. But this feeling that we are encouraged to sink deeper and further into our depth has come to me so strongly. I just love it that at the end of the day, that's what it's saying, or wherever this is coming from, is supporting our courage. And there's a root to that for me through my writing that I was thinking about the other day, and it was this feeling of being encouraged by, generations of ancestors that I don't even know. I have a very small family. Most everyone has passed away, and I don't know that much even about my ancestry. But I started feeling that I was being encouraged, and there was a certain delight in my becoming from these kind of legions of ancestors that don't even have faces, but that I could feel. And this has been happening for a while. And I wrote a poem a few years ago, one of the few poems that truly came as, I don't know if I would say it's like a download, but it was just like there was just this tiny seed of inspiration, and all I had to do was kind of sit down and write, and just like came out in full form, like which almost never happens. So it was so thrilling. But it was all on this idea of encouragement. And there was this one other aspect of it that I found so, how do I even say it? Meaningful, it doesn't do it justice, but that somehow in my being courageous in the here and now, my being supported to free myself as fully as I can, that somehow that could also encourage my ancestors of the past, and maybe even future ancestors. That somehow we are all encouraging each other backwards and forwards in time. I don't know how that happens, but something in it feels really true. So I thought that for today I would do something that I haven't done before here, which is to read you this poem that came as this, I'll say vision, in the sense of there was an image that was that kind of initial seed, which was like an old-fashioned theater playhouse with one of those really thick red velvet curtains. And it was a theater filled with ancestors, and in particular, it was female ancestors. Though I'm sure that the male ancestors are also supporting, and they're feeling supported, and they're playing a role in everything I am and hope to be. But this was the woman. That was an image. It was an image of this theater, and I've done a lot of musical theater and singing and performing in my life, but it's been a very long time, and that would make me really nervous to do that again, especially because the idea in this image was there were all these ancestors and I was meant to sing for them, which felt terrifying. Being alone on a big stage in this crowded auditorium. But as I kind of looked at all of these women, there was such a profound feeling of love and encouragement that there was nothing else to do but to sing for them. So this poem is called Why I Sing for Us, and I'm going to share it here with you. So this is a poem in several parts. The first part is called Obligation. Do you really need to care about every speck of suffering? Do you really need to feel everything that walks across your heart? Do you really need to say everything that dances through your mind? Well, yes, actually, I do. Part 2, looking back. It's caught in my throat, the pain of 5 million women, my grandmother's 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 cat, too. All of them. They're staring at me now. I can see them. Leaning, swaying, stewing, smiling, sweet holiness, anticipation of the show. They're holding one another. Some are weeping, some are screaming, and some are lost in such pleasure that I can hardly bear their hope. And then, out of unformed tones, they are transformed to a choir dressed in velvet robes, singing my introduction. Part 3, the choir waits. I'm backstage sweating, feeling every sensation that one small body can hold. Feeling something akin to, let me see, humming quietly in the shower and then falling out of the sky and landing in front of the entire world. The choir is getting louder, the audience too. They're whispering now, wondering where I am and why they paid so much to behold an empty stage. Part 4, Panic. Why those spirits? Why? Why are you calling me to sing? Don't you know this voice of mine has a song that you don't want to hear? Without saying a word, they cackle. The women, my women, the choir stands prepared. Grandma Sylvie, who they say had schizophrenia, Grandma Layla, who read tarot cards, Mama Susie, who died of a broken memory, and little me, 5 years old, hiding in her closet, wholly terrified of the screaming down the hall. They cackle and they plea, "Get on stage, damn it, and free yourself. Do it, please, for we." Part 5, Entrance. Terrified, I enter. To my left, it's 1919. To my right, 1983. Then June, December, a park bench in Madrid where I fell in love for the very first time with myself. A room not far from here where I sat alone, waiting for my mom and dad to die. Time and space, this jumbled scene, and then I start to sing. It's an aria that my voice recalls from some 25 years ago. It starts like I remember. Sei tu, mami, if you love me, sol per mi, sigh for me. Stop fantasizing, I feel the choir shouting, but they do not break their gaze. Part 6, Crying. And suddenly my song shifts to a melody, both forgotten and brand new. It's a song that tells a story where I birthed a queen. Her name is Dessa Rose, my daughter, who knows no fear or shame and uses the power of her joy to unlock every cell magnetic in her flow. It is a song that makes every choir member cry. The kind of crying that releases pain you didn't even know you had. The choir simply can't go on. I'm horribly ashamed. I don't know what I've done. Blood rushes to my face, and now my tears well up too, uncontrollable in their surrender. I'm desperate to run away. Part 7, Our Prayers for You. When suddenly from stage right, a frail old woman, my great-grandma Rose, floats toward me, silencing me with her eyes. Silly girl, why are you so sad? Don't you know of songs like Rivers? Songs that evoke the tears of our ancestors, and unborn ancestors too. Songs that let us know our suffering was not in vain. That is your song, dear girl. Sing for us. I say nothing. In her hand, she's holding a golden flower that she raises to meet my eyes. When she has my soul's attention, she slowly begins to pick one petal at a time, and with each she shares a potent prayer. First, know that we can feel how scared you are. Please, dear girl, be scared. Allow your fears to cry. We will cry with you, and then release your fear to dust. A petal drops. Second, know that we can see the mask you wear, even though you insist it's gone. Please, dear girl, burn your mask. We will light the match and dance with you in the flames. A petal drops. Third, know that we can hear your voice when you practice being brave. Please, dear girl, be brave. For you, dear girl, are the first of us who need not be afraid of petal drops. Finally, know that we can touch the part of you that yearns to be held and know. Please, dear girl, stop thinking, and we will fill you with a love so exquisite that you will feel the divine within. A petal drops. Soon the petals are scattered across the floor, circling me, cradling me, looking at me like my mother on the day that I was born. Part 8, all that's left. In my silence, I turn to look behind my shoulder, wanting to see the faces in the choir, hoping to glimpse my mother, grandmother's daughter dear, but nothing. They vanished. So quickly have they scattered that I wonder if they were ever there at all. But then a small flicker of light draws my attention to a photograph on the floor. I pick it up, and holding it in my hands, I feel the vibration of infinite voices woven into harmony, strong enough to birth new worlds. And looking at the picture, I see them again, the choir of women. They're holding me and kissing me, pinching my cheeks the way grandmothers do. And I feel we have released each other in all of our pain through time and space. We've alchemized our longing into a song so devotional that I need only start to hum the tune to remember the ecstasy of who we are together. It's incredible to connect back with that poem. I hadn't read it in a couple of years, and the way I feel kind of underscores the fact of the feeling that I don't even know where that it came from, because it feels almost like a new experience hearing it again, and it has that quality of, and I feel encouraged when I read it. I feel encouraged to sing in any way that singing comes through, whether it's through a podcast or writing, or even in the much kind of more mundane aspects of everyday living. And there's a moment when I can stand bravely and say, this is what I think, this is what I feel, and stay tethered in my truth without needing to be right, without needing to prove, without needing validation, without needing justification. And that is what I believe all of us are being encouraged to do in every single moment, no matter what else is happening in the world. The deepest undercurrents, the most ancient, the most benevolent, the most loving voices of our ancestors and of nature and any other expression of divine love that resonates with you is asking for us to sing and for us to stand in the truth and the beauty of who we are. So thank you for joining me today and to marinating in the encouragement of song and of poetry. It's been beautiful to connect with you. Until next time, take care.
Thank you for listening to the Liberating Beauty Podcast. To learn more about the podcast, my work, and how I can support you on your journey of spiritual becoming, head over to the Together in Beauty website, or email me at rebecca@togetherinbeauty.com. It's an honor to accompany you on the journey. A huge thank you to our multi-talented producer and co-creative director, Mapumba Cilombo. To learn more about Mapumba's work as a producer, sound engineer, and musician, check out the show notes for a link to his website at mapumbamusic.com. And as always, many thanks to you, our listeners. None of this would be possible without the energy, encouragement, and vitality that you reflect back to us each week. Until next time, may you walk in beauty.